Welcome back, True Seeker. Want to talk about some buzzing headlines and also do a follow up on the local death that I discussed in yesterday's live stream. In that stream, about the 18-minute mark, I said I need to look more into this woman dying next to Robert Frost Elementary School, named after the poet Robert Frost. And I wish I would have done it right there because Robert Frost was born in San Francisco and died in Boston. Again, the Super Bowl was just in San Francisco, and who lost? The team from Boston. Plus, there's a lot more to it, as we'll get to. But yeah, I just want to start with this clip that was brought to my attention today. Just a reminder about secret societies and little references here and there. Of course, back in 2004, you were made to choose between the two major parties, where it was either George W. Bush or John Kerry, both members of Skull and Bones, the very powerful secret society that's very much connected to the nation's capital, a lot of mega corporations, very much our healthcare system. Look into how many of the hospital chains in America go back to Skull and Bones. And just little jokes like this. This was on ESPN. Mendoza expected to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Take a listen, straight from ESPN.
I mean, I took a lot of public speaking courses. I never thought I was going to make it in football. Her boy was a 2-star recruit committed to Yale. I'm like, I got to make those networks somehow, you know? I got to try to get in Skull and Bones. I got to try to...
Whoa, trying to be president, okay.
Got to get into Skull and Bones. Yeah, Johnny Mendoza. Remember, he won the Heisman this year. The night of the Heisman, a mass shooting at Brown University. The joke went over everybody's head. Again, the Heisman Award is named after a Brown University alumni. Again, we covered all the little jokes that branched off of that. It's a lot to explain again, but again, 2-star recruit becomes this great college football story, leads Indiana to their first championship, a perfect season 50 years after Indiana's perfect college basketball season. These are storybooks, right? This is the kind of stuff that's a feel-good story, but then it plays out in the world of rigged sports, which a lot of people don't understand is rigged and scripted, and it is these secret societies that stand behind it. And again, Mendoza expected to be the #1 pick in the draft by the Raiders upcoming April 23rd. But yeah, a little Skull and Bones joke. And it's funny that the clip online of that's 19 seconds long, because, of course, Indiana's the 19th state, and then that was followed up by Seattle, the 19th city, winning the Super Bowl after taking a 19-0 lead, after advancing to the Super Bowl exactly 19 weeks after the Pope's birthday and becoming 19-19 in the postseason all-time in that game, where the pinnacle moment was number 19 fumbling for the Rams, and then Jake Bobo, number 19, scoring seconds later, who lost his father this year, along with a lot of other players who lost fathers and brothers, as John Schneider revealed at the Seahawks parade, which we're going to go back and watch that clip again because I'm going to show you even more. But yeah, don't forget, Indiana, where Jim Irsay died this year 106 days before the 106th season kickoff. The football team that he was the owner of, the Colts, they began as the Miami Seahawks. Mendoza from Boston, played high school in Miami, and won the championship in Miami with Indiana this year. Not to mention, helped his coach pick up his 27th win with Miami, scoring 27 points in the game, when in Gematria, Miami equals 27. And if you didn't know this, Indiana, add up all their scores this year, with the final 27 points in the championship, they scored 666 points for the entire season. You learn about 666 in the Bible in the 27th book of the New Testament, the concluding book, Revelation. And once again, this year in the Super Bowl, there were 666 total yards of offense in San Francisco, where the Church of Satan was founded, and where the team that won is Seattle, known for the Beastquake, with Marshawn Lynch, who was part of Super Bowl 49, where he didn't get the ball at the end of it, that led in a Seahawks loss to Brady. And of course, again, Marshawn Lynch from the Bay Area. Mendoza last year played for Cal before he went to Indiana. All this stuff is one big script. And yes, it is these secret societies standing behind it. And realize Yale, Skull and Bones, they're known for being practical jokesters. and having a 2-star recruit for a football program that's not known for being a football program just dominate the competition, that's also a joke. And it's going over everyone's head because everyone's like, well, how could they script these college kids? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I mean, what? These guys that don't show up for class and are there to play football and now they're being paid to play football? Are you kidding me? Please. Also, just so you guys know, Christian White's got our new interview up, Christian White channel. Please give Christian White a sub. He's almost to 11K subs. He's working real hard on that channel. He's someone like a lot of us trying to make it, and he's trying to do it by getting information out into the world. Christian White, easy name to remember. Also, if you search markets with Christian White, he's got a new channel up. He's trying to not get shadow banned. Give him a sub on both Christian White and markets with Christian White. Doing great work. Before we get into the follow-up of the death of Maria Mendoza, this was CNN's front page for most of today. What 74 days of federal operations look like in Minnesota. Of course, I've written multiple books about this number, 74. I talked about it yesterday, how they had to report that Maria Mendoza died at approximately 7:40 p.m. Again, 74 is a number that has to do with death and killing and also secret societies. And of course, you know, it's not arbitrary that this nation's birthday is recognized as 7/4, this militaristic nation that came out of a bloody revolution that started with a genocide and slavery. Again, 74, this very, very powerful number. And sorry, I got a text message. I just had to check it out real quick. The 74 number, again, I just went over it yesterday. It's the killing number. And of course, this focus on ICE in Minnesota, everybody's thinking about the killings, the Renee Good story, the Alex Pretty story. Remember the day after the Renee Good killing on Portland Avenue, the very next day, ICE agents shot a married couple in Portland, Oregon. And of course, Minneapolis, the George Floyd story came out of, and the longest protests for Black Lives Matter and George Floyd were in Portland. And then Alex Pretty's killed in front of a donut shop when Portland, Oregon's known for voodoo donuts, voodoo, magic, occult. That's going to be another theme in this stream. Is all of this that we're witnessing day after day, is it some form of sorcery? Again, we talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. And you think about things like spells and spelling. Again, spells, magic, spells, creating words. So we'll touch on it more, but again, just not 75 days, not 70 days. What 74 days of federal operations look like in Minnesota. Today, the day of this headline, the 44th day of the year, it's Lupercalia in ancient Rome, which was a time of sacrifice and purification. Take a look at all these headlines up here. So front and center is Minnesota, where they're focused on Minneapolis, the city on the 44th parallel. This is the news on the 44th day of the year, February 13th. You might recall a decade ago today, Antonin Scalia found dead on a ranch hunting with his secret society pals. I forget what the order was called, but the order that they were part of is related to Lupercalia, the wolf. Again, the legend of Rome is of what is it? Remus and Romulus. Am I getting that right? The two wolves. Anyway, if you don't know about Lupercalia, look it up. It goes from today, February 13th through 15. Valentine's is part of the tradition. It's an ancient Roman festival about purification, but sacrificing animals was part of it, and also worshiping this Roman wolf god. So, and you know, you think about Minnesota, aren't they the Timberwolves? The Timberwolves, right? I bring up the 74 thing because this 74 number does go back to Rome, another militaristic empire that had influence all over the world, just like the United States of America, which is the modern day Rome, thus all the Roman architecture in the capital. And again, 74 days of federal operations, they got to tell you. Again, look into Lupercalia, and you'll start to see where all roads lead to. But yes, it is the 44th day of the year. And for the record, Lupercalia right here, Lupercalia. Again, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language. If you could only take one cipher, you would take this dark blue one right here, the alphabetic order with numerology applied. So on the 44th day of the year, we have that. Again, Minneapolis on the 44th parallel. Remember, we've had a lot of shooting stories connected to 44 with the ICE agents. That's another 44 word. But then on the top left, you have the Kennedy family. Remember JFK, the 44th term U.S. president, number 35, but the 44th term U.S. president. Of course, shooting equals 44, as does execution. JFK, the story is he was shot, he was executed. Below that, you got a Goldman Sachs liar. I'm going to say liar, it's so close to lawyer. Goldman Sachs lawyer resigning in relation to Epstein. Goldman Sachs 44. You have a big Olympic story. The Olympics are in Milan, 44 land. And yeah, I mean those are the top stories. Everything is 44 on the 44th day of the year. And realize year after year, it's just like that. When Scalia died, it was on a ranch with his hunting pals. And there was even a joke in that with Dick Cheney, who's from Wyoming, the 44th state. The show Family Guy had an episode before the Scalia death that Dick Cheney shot Antonin Scalia in the face while hunting. Remember, Dick Cheney once shot his lawyer partner while hunting in Texas on a ranch not far from where Scalia ended up dying in the time of Obama, number 44. And you might recall at the time, the right wing started a conspiracy theory that Obama killed Scalia so that they could get another liberal judge on the bench. But of course, they didn't get a judge until Trump took office, and they got Gorsuch on 47, like Trump equals 47, and who would eventually become number 47. Judge also equals 47. Anyway, I just wanted to start with this before we get back into yesterday's story, because I was making the point yesterday how they had to report that the woman died at 7:40, killing 74, occult 74, Masonic 74. Ruiz, the kid who supposedly crashed into her, his surname is Ruiz, 74. And yeah, just here we are the next day. And understand, if you're new here, this number is in high ritual all the time. I mean, look at Holiday and Independence Day, you guys. Holiday 74. Independence Day 74. And if you don't know the history of the U.S., Independence Day, it doesn't even really make sense that it's July 4th. It should be July 2nd, the day that we declared independence. They moved it to 74 because it's such a high ritual number to the people in charge. And that is the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, which is not the true name. The true name is Yeshua. It was changed to Jesus for English. But Jesus is 74, like cross, like Messiah, like gospel, like parables. Joshua is the English translation of Jesus. Again, occult is 74, meaning hidden. All these things are hidden in the same plain sight. Masonic 74. On and on and on, and just run it in reverse. Roman is 74. Of course, Jesus came out of Rome. All right. But by the way, yesterday I meant to cover this. Just Tom Homan. This was yesterday, saying they're going to draw down forces in Minnesota, and from the Renee Good killing to his announcement was a span of 37 days. Remember, she was 37 years old, like Alex Preddy. That shooting happened on Wednesday. ICE agent, Wednesday, shooting, Portland on Portland Avenue. They're all 37. But her killing was on January 7th. And ICE equals 17, ICE agent 37. From the announcement to the upcoming birthday of ICE on March 1st, 17 days. Again, ICE established on the 60th day of the year. Ever since the 60th election, the last one with Trump, ICE has been this major issue. It's just all part of the numerical ritual. These people doing everything by the numbers. But okay, I do want to get back into the death of the local woman, because I said I need to look into Robert Frost Elementary School near where she died. And we're going to do that. But again, I just want to play this clip of the GM of the Seahawks at their parade, which was on the Vatican's birthday, and him revealing how all these people died connected to the team this year. And then I want to show you another joke that was in the headlines that I had overlooked, because notice, you can see that he's intoxicated as he's talking about this, and he's got more drink in his hand, and maybe he had to be under the influence to let this out. We all know when we drink, we become a little bit more social. Some things come out of the mouth that might otherwise not. But take a listen one more time, and then we're going to look at another headline that surrounded this, and then we're going to get back to the DUI related police chase killing of Maria Mendoza, and how, if one way or another, this is all part of some, for lack of a better way to describe it, demonic witchcraft that demands blood for these mega rituals, like a rigged sports championship, which all of these Super Bowls are.
So here we go. We had a lot of angels this year. Angels. I lost my father the day after the Houston game this year. And we had angels all year. Ernest lost his father. Jake Bobo lost his father. Jude Locke lost his father. Charles Cross lost his father. TB lost his brother. It's real. Angels, faith, watching over us. I know my father has been watching over us the whole time. We lost one game since my father passed. With those angels, we know that Paul Allen has watched over us. To Paul Allen and Jody, Paul would be so proud of you, the way you've led this organization and allowed us to be where we are. To Jody Allen!
And see, just about the ritualism, too. Let's just rewind a second. They just have to get this. Imagine how many cameras are here, right? There's 100 cameras in the stadium, but then they have to cut out to this camera angle of this guy throwing up the devil horns.
To Paul Allen and Jody, Paul would be so proud of you, the way you've led this organization and allowed us to be where we are. To Jody Allen!
And again, Pete Carroll became the winningest coach in London. Again, London, 74, with his 82nd win for Seattle coach history. And then Paul Allen died right after that. And again, that was in Wembley Stadium, 206. It was against the Raiders, exactly 206 weeks after the Seahawks and Raiders had last played. By the way, yesterday I made a mistake. Bo Jackson suffered his career-ending injury against Cincinnati, not Seattle. In my mind, it was Seattle. I was a kid when that happened. But that was actually Cincy, not Seattle. But yes, Seattle and the Raiders used to both be in the AFC West. Of course, Pete Carroll this year was hired by the Raiders, and there's a lot to explain about that, but we'll skip it for now. Remember, Snyder just won the 106th NFL season, 106 days from his birthday. Seattle WA 12's 106. We talked about where it factored in with the death of this woman. Let me see. Is this? Where did I put the part? Shoot. I went and added the details about. Look at this. So he said his dad died the day after the Houston game, right? And knows Houston lost with 19, like Seattle equals 19. But look at that. From that game to the Super Bowl was 112 days. Like Super Bowl in Houston's 112. And it's funny because when Seattle was flooding and Phillip Rivers was coming to town 6 days after his birthday, after 6 rivers flooded in the Seattle area, 60 days before Super Bowl 60, I said, man, this reminds me of when Houston flooded from Harvey, and Matt Harvey was the first pitcher to pitch in Houston 52 days before the World Series. Again, Vice News wrote this hit piece on me for covering that at the time. And again, we called out right when it happened why it was going to be Houston over LA in the World Series. But yeah, again, this article was written back in 2017, and I just pointed out how important 52 was to the flooding of Houston from Harvey, and also the World Series ritual. And, you know, they quote me and make fun of all the 52 information. But look, it's years. They literally had this ritual versus Houston, and they became 5-2 in that game. And then when they beat the Colts, they became 5-2 at home, and the Colts fell to 2-5 away. And Phillip Rivers was still on his $25 million contract that he came back out of retirement for to play with the Colts. And look, Flood 52-25. Again, the Seahawks season sync with the Pope. In the Super Bowl, Darnold got his 52nd win, and Mike Vrabel, the coach of the Patriots, got his 52nd loss. It's just amazing how they do this stuff. And don't forget, guys, the first ever act of weather warfare admitted to was in 1952, the Lynmouth flood in the UK. In 52, on August 15th, the Jesuit order's birthday. And you can see that John Schneider used to teach at the Catholic Notre Dame Academy for football, as he delivers those remarks about all the deaths and the angels. And where did I put it at? Look at this, you guys. He was intoxicated while delivering that, right? And this article was written just before then, how John Schneider and the Seahawks built a Super Bowl team in 12 steps. Obviously, it goes with all the 12 jokes with the 12s, but aren't the 12 steps what alcoholics go through? The 12-step program? And then you have this strange death out here with this woman who's lives next door to where Kellen Moore is from, who entered the NFL as a head coach this year, who used to quarterback for the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, the Seahawks, the first of the Pope Bowls. Remember, the last 3 times we've gotten a new Pope, Seattle's played in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 40, they lost in Detroit, where Kellen Moore played. They lost to the Steelers. Mike Vrabel used to also play for the Steelers and the Patriots. Super Bowl 48, they beat the Broncos. Kenny easily dies this season on the 303rd day of his age, Denver area code. And then Kenneth Walker becomes the first running back MVP since Terrell Davis of the Broncos. And don't forget, Kenny easily died 86 days before the Super Bowl. He got 86. Broncos equals 86. And now Super Bowl 60. New Pope, Seahawks back in it. And again, it was the Mega 21 ritual this time, exactly 21 weeks after the Pope's birthday. 21's the 12th composite. But, I mean, seriously, having him deliver that on the Vatican's birthday while intoxicated, and then an article up here in the local Seattle media about the 12 steps, it makes me think of how alcohol is referred to as spirits. Spirits. If you think about the world as just this entire spiritual realm, and every input of our behavior is impacting the realm, what is it? Okay, let me rewind. Somebody left a comment yesterday watching the video I did on Maria Mendoza's death, and they said, you know, I read somewhere, and I'm paraphrasing what they wrote, and what they wrote is stuff I've read too. But they said, what this reminds me of, watching the video I did on the death of this woman in the area. Again, this woman died in this area that Kellen Moore's from, and so was the Cup family, as in Cooper Kupp, who was the leading receiver for the Seahawks. He's from Sunnyside, where this woman worked. Sunnyside is next door to Grandview, which is next to Prosser, where Kellen Moore's from. Her funeral was in Prosser, and she was buried in Grandview, her hometown. But what the person said is they have read that, you know, this witchcraft sorcerer class that rules over us, they essentially put a spiritual order into the universe. And that order delivers results. And maybe that's a way to look at all these deaths connected to the Seahawks. Something tells me if we go through all those teammates who lost fathers and brothers that he just called out, something tells me if we start to look, we're going to see the same pattern, how they got the numbers that sync with this Super Bowl. Because this is what we see every year. We see all of these deaths, and the people who die have the numbers connected to the event. And remember, the Bible. You know, the Bible alludes to these types of things. Everything in the Bible is, you have to consider that English Bibles are translated, and they're not the exact same as what was written in the Hebrew and the Aramaic and the ancient Greek. But all these ideas are alluded to. Witchcraft, sorcery, the 4th book of the Bible is titled Numbers. You got people like Ted Gunderson, FBI whistleblowers, who said these satanic types do everything by numbers. yeah, if this woman really was a police chase, chasing a 18-year-old who got his third DUI in 45 days, and that incident led to him losing control and crashing into her and killing her, but he's unscathed. I mean, it's possible that is the official story is what it is. It's also possible that that's not exactly how it went down and things are being contrived. But let's entertain the idea that is what happened. And somehow it is this idea that this sorcery is put in the air, and to get the results that they intend, it demands blood. And this woman is in close enough proximity to people who are very much connected to this league and this game. Okay. So we covered a lot yesterday. I'm gonna end up recapping it, but something I said in the 18-minute mark of the video is I said I need to look more into Robert Frost, because where she died is right next to Robert Frost Elementary School. So I look and I go, well, look at that. And by the way, somebody left the comment first, but then I looked and I saw a lot more. Somebody left the comment yesterday and said, Zach, Robert Frost was born in San Francisco, where the Super Bowl was, and died in Boston, where the Patriots are from. And it is strange that he died at 88, because we know one of the reasons we really liked A.J. Barner to score a lot in the game is because he wears 88, and it was a huge number this season, but the game was 88 days after the Superior General's birthday, and California equals 88, and there's all kinds of power in that number 88 in this occult study of letters and numbers. But look at what day he died, January 29th. Now, that should stand out to you, 129. Remember, Sam Darnold just finished the season with 1 touchdown in the Super Bowl, giving him 129 for his career, as the Seahawks became 12-9 versus the Patriots. And only once in their franchise history did they ever have a 12-9 score, and it was against the 49ers. Funny enough, that game was on the anniversary of the NFL being born, September 17th. 129. Again, it goes with Seahawks. And we talked about how this woman died on Friday, February 6th, where numerous people connected to the NFL and the world of major sports died, and they all had the 129 connection as well. So now it's gone, okay. So Robert Frost literally connects to where the Super Bowl was and the opposing team for the Seahawks. And Robert Frost, he went to Dartmouth University, not far from Boston, about a 2-hour drive. And during his high school years, he was a football player, Robert Frost. And it says he also went to the University of Michigan, like Brady, and he became popular for suggesting poetry material that became part of their football game. So Robert Frost definitely has a connection to football. And Robert Frost also has a connection to alcohol. His father, just like a lot of Americans, was a horrible alcoholic, which is why a lot of his material is so dark. It was inspired by the darkness that came from his relationship from his father, and says that Robert Frost also had a bit of a drinking habit. Again, it's America. If you guys don't know, alcohol equals 33, and Prohibition ended in 33. And as a lot of us know, alcohol has brought a lot of problems into a lot of people's lives. My dad's youngest brother, no one's heard from him for about a decade now, and it's possible he's not even alive. We have no idea where he is. He's just disappeared from the face of the earth, but he had a terrible drinking problem, and just mystery, mystery. But yeah, with regards to Dartmouth, where he also went, they have an unofficial mascot, Keggy the Keg, right? Keggy the Keg. So look at this. Taking it from the top now, adding in the Robert Frost piece and understanding this practice of coding numbers into words, which comes from Kabbalah, which is what these secret societies are largely based in. Look at this. Maria Mendoza, a civilian from this area that right now does have a connection to prominent people in the NFL, dead at 57. And remember, she was born on February 2nd, the anniversary of the Seahawks winning their only Super Bowl. She turned 45 the day they won Super Bowl 48. They had to put in the story that the kid who killed her got 3 DUIs in 45 days. And remember, one of the people who died the day she did was Barry Wilburn, who wore 45. For the record, New England equals 45, the opponent. We call them the 45 team. You might recall the season before last where week 1, the biggest upset of week 1 was the 13.5-point underdogs upsetting the Bengals, giving Zach Taylor his 45th loss. And by the way, people don't even get the jokes. Look into the Society of Cincinnati, another secret society. Zach Taylor, the president, was a member of the Society of Cincinnati, as was George Washington. And Zach Taylor just happens to be the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. Kenny Easley wore 45. But yeah, they had to tell you that the kid who crashed into her got 3 DUIs in 45 days. And it also kind of reminds me of a couple of years ago when Mahomes won his 3rd Super Bowl. Right before the game, it came out that his dad was arrested for his 3rd DUI. Alcohol is obviously a part of a sports culture. You go to the games. I mean, people are loaded. Beers cost a fortune. During the game, nonstop alcohol advertising. So alcohol, an important part of our culture, and we do call it spirits, and it does make you wonder in this spiritual realm, why is alcohol called spirits? Anyway, Maria Mendoza, 57. Again, if you're new here, you get that value by just taking the alphabetic order and applying numerology to each letter. M, the first letter in Maria, 13th letter of the alphabet. 13 in numerology is 1 plus 3 is 4. Police chase is 57 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology. Dead in relation to a police chase. Robert Frost. She's dead next to Robert Frost Elementary. 57. Keggy the Keg, the unofficial mascot of where he went to school. This man who dealt with alcoholism himself, Robert Frost. Keggy the Keg, 57. And again, when you spell out 57 as a word, it equals 131, like Super Bowl, like championship. If you're new here for over a decade, I've taught about 57 and 131 and how this factors into every sports championship year after year. Mike McDonald, coach of the Seahawks, hired on 131, January 31st, wins the Super Bowl 739 days later, the 131st prime, as the Seahawks pick up their 131st win as a franchise since winning Super Bowl 48. That's how perfect it is. The script. And again, today I'm showing you about the 74 story with Minnesota and just, the aftermath of the protesting and the killing. And again, they got to tell you 74. They had to report this woman died at approximately 7:40 p.m. Killing, Masonic occult. She's referred to as a Grandview woman, the town she's from. And again, they tell you the killer's name is Pedro Ruiz, or the drunk driver who crashed into her that killed her. Pedro Ruiz, 60 and 48. Seahawks have now won Super Bowl 60 and 48. And here's the kind of stuff that I just can't, I can't explain. They say she was in a Buick Encore SUV in the article. Buick Encore SUV. I mean, take a look. 60 again. I mean, what is going on? It becomes the question. But yeah, police also 60. It's a police chase. Again, Seahawks won Super Bowl 48 before 60 with 43 points. She's buried in Prosser in Kellen Moore's hometown on the 43rd day of the year after the Seahawks win the Super Bowl and after Drake May gets sacked 6 times for a loss of 43 yards. Prosser Masonic, football, killing, all 43. The kid's full name equals 212 like Seattle, Washington. They say he's from Othello, which is also from right around here. Othello has the same gematria as police in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. It also equates to 87. I didn't mean to write Othello 2 times. What I meant to write was this. Seahawks is 87, like Othello in the most simple cipher, just using the alphabetic order. So yeah, that's why you just start looking at all this. And keep in mind, her birthday is the 33rd day of the year. The Seahawks won their Super Bowl on the 33rd day of the year. Again, they had to report that she was killed at 7:40 p.m. in the eastbound lanes of I-182. The Franklin deputy prosecutor Eric Puccio, with that bizarre spelling of Eric that makes his name equal 106 for the 106th season, says he does not want this kid released. 3 DUIs in 45 days is the reasoning. And again, just a lot of 106 on this season, a lot of deaths connected to 106. Again, I've covered this relentlessly all throughout the season since 106 days before the season when Jim Irsay died. And again, just Seattle in the 12s. And This woman, the route she died on is also known as Route 12. 182 is Route 12. Something strange. The fraternity that Robert Frost is a part of, Theta Delta Chi, has a Halloween establishment date. Robert Lee Frost, his full name is 178. The fraternity is 178 years old. I mean, some things could be coincidental, but Dartmouth is in Hanover, where he went to school, another 106. And you can see the school's on the 43rd parallel. Again, the article also refers to her one more time as a Grandview woman, 169, a number we talked about a lot with the Super Bowl. And the days before it, Drake May said his favorite verse was Proverbs 16:9 as he loses to Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. And then on Maria Mendoza's birthday, which is the anniversary of the Seahawks winning their only Super Bowl, Russell Wilson comes out and says, "Not today, Satan," because he's named in the Epstein files, which has the 169 as well as the 43, like the score he won with, like 182, like the route she would die on, like 74, like the time of death that she would die. The funeral date, again, February 12th, can be written 212, like Seattle, Washington, like the driver's name, but also 12/2, like National Football League and Satanic. And again, San Francisco, the home of the Church of Satan, where they had 666 total yards of offense in the game. Seattle and San Francisco, both on the 122nd meridian. San Francisco equals 122, like Satanic, where the Church of Satan was founded in 66, the year of the first Super Bowl season. Again, Seattle up 12-0, while New England only has 78 yards of offense, 78, the 12th triangular number. Grandview, where the woman's from, 49-50, like Washington, avenging Super Bowl 49 in the Seahawks' 50th season in San Francisco, 50 land. San Francisco also has the big 76 connection, like the Seahawks' first season in 76. And by the way, just her last name being Mendoza, it's a common surname for Hispanic people. Is there a chance that she's related to Mendoza, who's expected to go number one? Maybe. I'd say it's probably not, but I don't know. What's weird, though, is she died 76 days before the NFL draft. Again, the Seahawks' first season was in 76. And they went in San Francisco in their 50th season. Again, they became 2-2 in Super Bowls, beating Boston 22 land. The Kellen Moore piece, just to add to it, we talked about it yesterday, how at the beginning of the year, his birthday was July 5th. And then online, they changed it to July 12th, which I thought was weird. That was at the start of the season. But I don't know what's the real birthday. I don't know if it's July 5th or July 12th. If it's July 5th, it can be written 5-7, like how this woman's dead at 57. But I'm going to go with July 12th, what they changed it to. 209 days after his birthday, her referred to as the Grandview woman. And again, remember the 70 also in that Grandview woman. These are the 4 base ciphers of the English language right here. Alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. The Seahawks have now allowed 70 points in Super Bowls. And I noticed that the elementary school, they, on their own stuff, they just refer to themselves as Frost Elementary, a little bit shorter. If you look it up, the full thing is Robert Frost Elementary School, but just on their own branding, their website, they're Frost Elementary. And I noticed the 209 is there as well. The 209, she's dead right next to this school. And then what's weird is that school opened September 2nd, 1998. Means it's 27 years and change, like ritual equals 27, like Santa Clara where the Super Bowl was. But look at this. From her date of death to the upcoming anniversary of the school opening is also 209 days. I mean, when you look at this stuff, it's like, how is this possible? I mean, how is this possible? Remember, in Hermeticism, they say everything carries a vibration, and these vibrations have a real impact on us. If there's some, let's just say in the Vatican basement, some book that's the rest of the Kabbalion, you can read about the 7 Hermetic principles, but it doesn't tell you. It's like, okay, everything has the vibration. I want to know what the vibration of blue is. What's the vibration of a number 5? What's the vibration of, this shape? Everything carries a vibration, and it doesn't tell us. That's not in the book. But for people to have come up with these concepts and ideas, somebody must have figured out what certain things the vibration is and what the impact is. And this would be the sorcerer witchcraft class. that is doing this to humanity. It's just, I mean, this stuff is so foreign to us, and especially coming up in the world we do, where we come up in 13 years of slave school, pledging to 13 stripes, learning that all this old world stuff is just nonsense and superstition and, you know, things of the past and not even really to be thought about anymore. But then you look, the people who are in charge are no doubt practicing this stuff day in and day out. And that's why you see the numbered rituals every day in the news with your federal government, with your sports leagues, et cetera, et cetera. I forgot to even show you just ESPN's front page this morning, what they had up all morning. We'll see if the Nancy Guthrie thing ends on the 48th day of the year, since Arizona's the 48th state and her mom's 84. But I forgot to show you just down here. This was ESPN's front page this morning. Look at the number they got here for the 44th day of the year. They got to show you cross-country skier number 44. You know? This stuff goes on every day, you guys. This isn't uncommon. It's not just exclusive to today. It's every day if you pay attention. ESPN almost every day with the date numerology is that's typically what they're showing for the jersey numbers. Like, oh, look, it's a 5 date, and what's ESPN got on their front page? They decided to put number 5 up there, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on every day. So, yeah, Wikipedia has not changed Kellen Moore's birthday. I thought earlier this year they did, but they still have it as July 5th. And keep in mind, he's 37 years old, the 12th prime number. This woman died on the 37th day of the year. He's going to turn 38 this summer. Prosser equals 38 like fire. Last summer, they had a fire perfectly coordinated with Kellen Moore shortly after being announced as a head coach. I'm hoping they don't burn the damn town down this year. But, yeah, what I wanted to do is call this police department and see if it is possible to meet with this 18-year-old. I just want to talk to him. And then I also want to call that Eric Pacio's office, who's familiar with the case. I also want to see if it's possible to request getting the video of the car accident. I'd like to see it with my own eyes, personally. So I'm going to dial up this number here. 509-545-3549.
You have reached Franklin County Correction Center. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please listen closely as our menu options have changed. Press 1 for general jail information. Press 2 for the courts. Press 3 for general administration and records. You have reached Franklin County. Office hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visitation for offenders whose last name starts with A through K is Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. And on Sundays, L through Z, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. Visitation is closed for lunch from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are unable to pass messages to offenders, so please listen carefully to the following options on how to contact them. Our mailing address is 1016 North 4th Avenue, Suite D 102, Pasco, Washington 99301. To set up a phone account so an offender can call you, dial 877-998-5678. Property releases are conducted Wednesday through Monday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Also Fridays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. No property releases on Tuesdays. To deposit money on commissary, go to jail ATM or visit the lobby kiosk in the visitation area. Office hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visitation for offenders whose last name starts with A through K is Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. And on Sundays, L through Z, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. Visitation is closed for lunch from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are unable to pass messages to offenders, so please listen carefully to the following options on how to contact them.
Well, it sounds like maybe if I go down there Sunday, that's going to be tough with the wifey. Sunday, because it said Sunday for his letter in the alphabet. I'm gonna have to see if I can get that one cleared with the wife. I would like to just have a conversation with him and see what he's got to say. Maybe he's like, listen, man, I'm innocent. I did this, but I did. You just never know. So, okay. Let me also call the Pasco Police Department non-emergency line here.
You have reached the Pasco Police Department Records Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and call 911. Our lobby hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Phone hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The lobby is closed on Friday. If you need non-emergency assistance, please dial 509-628-0333, option 3. Llamó al departamento. Southeast Communications Center Non-Emergency Dispatch. Press 1 for additional language options. My name is Ava, and I'm an automated assistant. How can I help?
I would like to request video footage for a car accident from February 6th, 2026.
Let me see what we can do. Are you trying to file a new report or request a copy of an existing one?
Request a copy of an existing one.
Got it. Let me look up some options. Do you have the incident or case number for that accident?
No.
1 second. Which agency did you file the report with?
I have not filed a report yet.
What city did the crash occur in?
Pasco, Washington.
Got it. Your call is now being forwarded to Pasco PD records. You have reached the Pasco Police Department Records Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and call 911. Our lobby hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Phone hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The lobby is closed on Friday. If you need non-emergency assistance, please dial 509-6.
So it just took me in a big circle. Perhaps Friday is what it means by the lobby's closed. It's such a hard age to get a hold of anybody, and just talking to AI, it is very frustrating. Let's try one more person. Let's try EREK, the greatest spelling of Eric there ever was.
Good afternoon, prosecutor's office.
Yes, is this Eric Robert? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the last name. Pucio's office?
Puccio?
Puccio.
It is. He's not in right now. Do you want to leave a message or leave a voicemail?
When would it be possible to talk to him?
He should be in Tuesday, but Tuesday is docket day, so Wednesday would probably be the best day to reach him.
Wednesday. Okay. I'll call back
Yeah,
next
the
Wednesday.
18th.
Is there a certain time that's better
Okay.
than others?
No, he comes in at 8 and usually leaves. Our phone line's open at 8, and then the phone lines close down at 4. So anytime between 8 and 4, avoiding the 12 to 1 lunch hour.
Okay. I'll call Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, sounds reachable. Yeah, it's so hard to get anybody on the phone these days. But yeah, I mean, this stuff, it's just, like I said yesterday, just seeing the scene at the mega church with the major police presence and all the limousines. Something just smelled like it was way off. And somehow, some way, this looks like the typical kind of ritualism we see with the deaths. And the $1 million question over all these years is how is this all being pulled off? Imagine at the end of the day that it is all sorcery. And imagine sorcery powerful enough to burn up a man named Wilburn by the numbers. Remember Barry Wilburn of the NFL, who was announced dead the day of the Super Bowl, supposedly burned up in a house fire, which again equals 106, tying in with the numerous 106 rituals and death rituals with this NFL season. And yeah, just, a Catholic educated person, Schneider for the Seahawks, talking on the Vatican's birthday while intoxicated about all these deaths for the Seahawks championship season. So what do you do? What do you do? I will see if I can get cleared on Sunday to make a little trip down to the jail and see if I can meet this young man. Ryler05 says, have you heard the theory that Super Bowl 11 and Super Bowl 60 were identical? It's pretty uncanny. Well, I did see, somebody sent that video to me. Again, Super Bowl 60 was a rematch of 11 years earlier, right? Super Bowl 49. So from 11 to 60's 49. And Brady was born right after Super Bowl 11. And Brady was a big piece of this year's Super Bowl as well. And, all this stuff that keeps happening in the NFL just makes Brady look better and better and better. So I did see, I saw that video. I thought some of the things he was doing were a bit of a stretch, but yeah, a lot of synchronicities with the scoring and the statistics. Yeah, it is interesting. And it just fits in with what I'm saying about how every Super Bowl is like a new chapter in a book, and it's a script that feeds on a prior script. So yeah, it is interesting for those of you guys who have not heard about that theory. Appreciate the question and the $5. Leper Messiah said $1 from everyone makes a huge difference. Hey, Leper Messiah, I appreciate that you're always reminding people. Thank you again. Yeah, I always said, imagine if this whole community just pledged $1 a month on Patreon. I mean, we'd have a ton of resources to do way more. It always falls on deaf ears because the way people look at it is like, well, somebody also pledged $1. And then that's how almost everybody thinks. Open Up says alcohol is said to come from the Arabic term al-kul, which means body-eating spirit. Yeah, and alcohol is quite destructive. The Pit, the HBO, Jesuit-run HBO show, the latest episode came out last night. And the person who dies from alcoholism. Something to think about. They die a pretty violent, bloody death, too. Organ failure. Matt with the big 100 says Stone Cold faced Vince McMahon at the WWF PPV. Is that pay-per-view? Must be pay-per-view. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. In Your House, February 14th, 99. It was the 27th edition of In Your House pay-per-view. Tomorrow is the 27th anniversary of the Stone Cold Stunner, which equals 214 like Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is 1,414 days since his last match at WrestleMania 38. Steve Austin. Look out, Steve Austin, it sounds like. Yeah, I mean, these poor wrestlers, a lot of them don't live to be very old either. They're in the obituaries all the time. Yeah, WrestleMania is upcoming, isn't it? Thank you again, Cashville lady. I appreciate it. And hold on, I got to get it right. Is it Romulus and Remus? Is that what it is? Yeah, Romulus and Remus, the Roman legends, raised by wolves. Whoops, that's not what I meant to copy and paste. I'm trying to copy and paste this. Yeah, look at that, Romulus and Remus, which fits in with this whole Lupercalia thing with the wolf worship, and you see how it's 214, like Valentine's Day is February 14th. And then Rome's birthday is the 21st of April. Again, 21/4, the day Pope Francis died. Again, that's the 111th day of the year. And Jorge Mario Bergoglio is 111. And don't forget, he died 201 days from St. Francis of Assisi's death anniversary, who he was named after. And San Francisco is named after St. Francis of Assisi. And Super Bowl in San Francisco. The 49ers named after the Gold Rush. Again, Donald Trump's 79 right now. Gold, the 79th element on the periodic table. Gold had his best year since 1979. And realize gold having a good year is really just because the dollar is having a terrible year, which is a reminder that the first time Trump ran for office, the hit show was House of Cards, like what our economy is. And don't forget, silver's the 47th element on the periodic table, and silver's gone nuts too since 47 took office, just showing how manipulated everything is. But yeah, Donald Trump, 60, Super Bowl 60, hosted by the Gold Rush team while gold's through the roof. And again, just the whole Charlie Kirk piece too. Charlie Kirk's memorial in the stadium where Super Bowl 49 was. Everything we talked about. Again, Turning Point USA was founded on Sam Darnold's birthday, the same day the Patriot Games movie came out with Harrison Ford. Brady only played once in Seattle in his career. It just so happened it was on Charlie Kirk's 19th birthday. Charlie Kirk in an unmarked grave like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, 19-foot statue unveiled 2 years to the day of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, up 19-0 with Kobe Bryant playing on the Seahawks. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, again, Christian White, if you got here late, the latest interview is up. And if you guys can go over there and give him a sub, he's almost to 11K. Give this video a few likes and shares. Again, his channel is shadow banned. You look at 6 months ago, he was getting big views. Having people like myself on, he's shadow banned now. It's hard for him to get more than 5,000 views. And it's a shame what YouTube does to people who are actually trying to put out meaningful information. But yeah, the latest interview up with Christian White. So please help support his channel. Let's get him to at least 11K subs today. And I normally have to go get my daughter right now, but they just let me know she's still sleeping. So maybe I'll drop the link. Maybe you guys have more to add to today's topic about this sorcery, this witchcraft, again, spells and spelling. Maybe, by the way, somebody left a comment that said that they knew the victim, and they told me that what happened is exactly what's in the police report. But then I asked them in the comments, I said, did you witness it yourself? And they said no. Again, this is kind of a problem with people that they just believe what authorities tell them just without second guessing. And really, it's a bad habit. I mean, the authorities are lying to us all the time. It is possible that what happened to this woman is exactly what's in the report. It's also possible it's something a lot more sinister. Like I said, it was the band The Police did the song Murder by Numbers. And yeah, if there's somebody out there that is watching who is aware of this story or other related stories, call in. You know, there were numerous NFL-related deaths and celebrity deaths all connected into this Super Bowl. Anybody out there watching that knows any more about any of these stories, give us a call. I just dropped the link to join the show. I'll drop it one more time so you can't miss it. The link is in the chat. And you can go until my daughter wakes up. What's up, Gematria32?
Zach, you know that Alexandria, what's her name? OKC?
Oh, AOC?
AOC, yeah. She was in Munich speaking today.
She was in Germany, yeah?
Yeah, she was in the Munich Society Conference. That's what they called it.
Okay.
Which equals 123 in reduction.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's 123 days after her birthday. Her birthday is October 13th. October 13th from today is how many days?
I see. So at a conference that equals 123, 123 days after her birthday. And that's what you see with these feds every day, that they're on these little puppet strings of the cabal. They got them in all the right places, saying all the right things. It's just like Trump every day. Everyone thinks Trump's some great leader, or Biden, or any of them. You learn this, you see like, oh, he's out delivering the lines like an actor. And of course, Donald Trump was an actor. So
Can you show them the calculations?
Sure. What's the name of the conference again?
It's called in quotations they have Munich Society Conference.
Munich Society Conference.
Yeah.
Munich Society Conference. I'm not seeing the 123.
Am I bugging that?
I'm not seeing 123 when I type that out.
Damn, Munich Security Conference. Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
Security.
I'm an idiot. Y'all don't have my
Now I see
glasses
the
on.
123.
Damn,
Okay.
yo, these people, man. Somebody today earlier told me to put my glasses on. Yeah, and from her October 13th birthday to today.
Yeah, there it is. 123 days after her birthday. Let's see. Yeah, here she is. AOC at the 62nd Munich Security Conference. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they propping her up to run, you know. But,
yeah, I'd have to look into what the history of the Munich Security Conference is.
It's in Germany. It's in the Bavaria over there. You know?
Yeah, of course.
You know what they do. And today is the 321st day of the year. 1, 2, 3. I mean, today leaves 321 days left remaining. Like 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the famous tennis player Monica Seles?
Monica Seles, yeah, indeed.
You know she got stabbed, right? Before in Germany.
Okay, I remember that story. Okay.
She got stabbed. I think it was April 30th, and her birthday is December 2nd. That's 149 days. And the way she spells her name, right? Celes is Szeles, and she said Monica Seles, right? It's 100. It equals 149 in ordinal.
If I gave you two guesses, we can look into the Monica Seles thing too. I remember that back in the day. If I had to give you two guesses at what date the founder of this Munich Security Conference died in history, you think you could get it in two guesses?
March 8th.
Yeah. Are you looking at the screen?
Yeah,
March 8th. The reason it makes so much sense, you guys, is just because Germany is 38 and so is death. But
I looked at how much is a gram of gold. They said it's like $163 a gram.
The 38th prime, like gold 38. Okay.
Yeah. I thought that is
Did you see somebody Arthur just showed that the memorial for Big Pun in New York, who died on the 38th day of the year, is on 163rd Street. Did you know that?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, they have a couple of them all over New York, all over the Bronx, but that one is the one that people go to, and you know. But back to the Seles, Monica Seles. Spell out her name the way she spells it, Monica, and she spells it Szeles. So you can see the 149 in ordinal, like skull and bones. She got stabbed in Germany.
Okay. And you're bringing this up because she was in the news in recent days?
No, I was reading something about tennis and her name came up, so I looked up and something interesting came. I'm gonna get to what it was. Wait, but it's interesting because 149 days after her birthday, she gets stabbed, and the way she spells her name equals 149 in ordinal.
It sounds like business as usual, right? With these celebrities, news by the numbers all day, every day.
Yeah, I don't even think she probably got stabbed. You know, probably it was like some wrestling blood. You know, or something.
Theatrics bring more attention to the sport.
Yeah, Seles with a Z.
Okay.
But also what caught my eye was that she's in a commercial. she did a commercial when she was 16 years old, and she said that she wanted to be an actress, and she wants to go to Hollywood, and she's not going to Disneyland. And then she drives off in a car with Trump and with I guess Trump is supposed to be in the car because it has a Trump plates on it. It's like a 30-second commercial in the 90s. She was 16 years old. Real provocative.
Yeah, indeed.
So I was like, damn, she's 16 years old. A commercial so provocative, and she's driving, and the license plate say Trump on it. And I heard she stood at Mar-a-Lago when she was recovering from the stabbing or something like that. Or it's just real interesting, I don't know. And I saw that she retired 74 days from her birthday as well.
Figures.
She retired on February 14th. So I think it was 70, I don't know, it was something like that. But real interesting stuff how these people's careers are so scripted. From OKC,
we get new examples by the day. So
from politicians to entertainers. So, but like I said, people have a ecclesiastic mind. Yes?
I suppose you could put it that way.
Yeah, people don't know anything pre-ecclesiastic is satanic, and people aren't familiar, and so it's sad, real sad. Programming is strong with these people.
Indeed it is. Well, I appreciate the additions.
Write the next book, Zach, please write the next book.
In time. I was thinking at age 43, it'd be quite fitting to get a new book out. So, all right,
Zach.
All right, appreciate it, man. All right, we got King Rich in the back. What's up, King Rich?
Yo, what's up, Zach? I just want to add in real quick. Do you see Wiz Khalifa's dad died today?
In Black History Month, huh?
Yeah. He was a soldier and part of the military too.
Let me see. The headline's not coming up.
Just type in,
Ahmed.
Yeah, the way they spell it with the Z at the end of it. His full name equal Wiz Khalifa's full name equals Super Bowl and 212 like Seattle, Washington.
Is he from the Bay Area? He's associated with the Bay Area, isn't he?
No, he's not. I think he's from Pittsburgh.
He's not associated with the Bay Area?
No, I'm not sure on that, bro.
Well, he's got the 106 right after the 106 season.
California equal 52.
Yeah, and Super Bowl 60 was the 56th of the modern era. It's kind of like Seattle, Washington. Seattle WA's got that 106, 56.
Yeah. He's 38 years old right now, too. And rapper equals 38.
I thought, isn't it his word hyphy? I thought that was a Bay Area.
No, that's you might be thinking about Too Short, E40, Mac Dre.
Using Wiz Khalifa with Too Short. Not even close. Too Short's been over.
They got a song together, Wiz Khalifa and Too Short.
Okay.
But no, he must be thinking about like Mac Dre and them. They're the ones that coined that hyphy movement there here in the Bay.
Yeah, right after the Super Bowl, 212 like Seattle, Washington, 112 like Super Bowl.
He got the kill numbers too in his name too. He got the 64 like kill.
Yeah, I do see that. He's got the Virgin Mary's birth. He's 38 years old when he loses his dad. How about that? He's born in Minot, North Dakota. How strange. Okay, little town of Minot.
I think his father passed 158 days after his birthday. If I'm doing the math right.
Again, this 38 super faithful with rappers. Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. killed on 38 date numerology, but rapper 38 like murder, like death, like killing, like all right.
King Von's another one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
King Von, Pop Smoke.
Big Pun dead on the 38th day of the year. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, Big Pun. Yep. 277 days after his birthday, or from his birthday, 59th prime. Yep.
A military man, military 44 on the 44th day of the year.
Yeah, and they got to get in there. He was a soldier as well, soldier 44. Got to get that in there.
It says, he posted the news today on Lupercalia. We were talking about just, 44. Again, you guys, faithful number 44. Kill.
Yep. He's 38. Death is 38 and 213. Today's 213.
Yeah, that's true. Death has in satanic gematria, death is 213.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably more to it, but yeah, I seen that right now. I was like,
It
come
did
on,
happen
man.
today. He wrote, "Today my father died," so the death was today.
Yeah, yeah, because
Not wake up. He died in his sleep. Okay.
wow, wow. Did you see Chris Paul also retired too after playing for 21 seasons?
We did, and just played some of those years in LA, the 213.
Yeah, and Chris Paul equal 44. Like today's the 44th day of the year.
Right. Yep. Chris Paul, 44. Yep.
Yeah. Didn't I thought he announced his retirement on was it JFK's death anniversary last year?
There was something, and then he flirted with not, and now I guess they just had to wait till the 44th day of the year.
Yeah. I noticed it was 83 days after.
Okay. And he started out with the Hornets in Louisiana, New Orleans,
Yeah.
Louisiana's 83.
Yeah. Um, that was also the same day a former player too from the Suns died, right? It was number 54. I can't think of the guy's name right now.
Who died?
On that same day. Number 54?
Oh,
same
was
day
it
he retired?
Oliver Miller?
Huh?
It wasn't the day Oliver Miller died, was it?
No. I'm trying to think of the other guy's name right now.
I forget, sadly. I mean, there's just so many.
Yeah, no, there was another death, man. I'm trying to think of it. But it was a former football player or basketball player. I think he played for the Suns too. He's number 54.
It probably was. I just forgot.
Yeah, he died on that same day that he announced he was going to retire. It was on November 22nd. That's JFK's anniversary. Death anniversary. Kind of, you know what? It kind of reminds me how last year Too Short lost his brother too, and Wiz Khalifa got a song with Too Short. On My Level.
Yeah, Too Short's brother was announced dead right before Philadelphia won the Super Bowl, and his "Blow the Whistle" song's an anthem out there. So
yeah, that one article got him.
I think Too Short was 61, or his brother was 61 in Philadelphia.
Like that, yeah.
And Andy Reid picked up his 61st loss with the Chiefs versus old team Philly.
Yeah, and they got Wiz Khalifa in a Pirates jersey too. In that article you just showed, they got him in a Pirates jersey. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Which makes sense if he's a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen that. I was like, come on, man. I was like, on 2/13, isn't today the anniversary of Tupac putting out that album, All Eyes on Me, and then dying 13 days later?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, drive-by shooting. I'm surprised they didn't say this man died in a drive-by shooting.
He put out his first album 19 years ago, September 5th.
Seattle equal 19.
Yeah, that's true. And just the 19-year cycle of the moon. What was the song that made him famous? He wasn't famous when this first album came out.
It was Black and Yellow. That was the song that made him famous. That was the first song I ever heard of him. That was back in 2010.
Okay.
That's when he really got his radio airplay everywhere around the world. Around 2010, 2011, around that time.
It came out on the Pope's birthday.
September 14th.
Let's see. So 152 days later, or a span of 153, like Jesuit order, like the Illuminati 153. Again, the Jesuits served the Pope. So yeah, I find that interesting. And
what's the gematria on Black and Yellow? I'm curious on that. I never ran the numbers on that. Might be something with that too. Black and Yellow. Got the 50 like Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, it does have 50 like Pittsburgh and 140. Pittsburgh's 140 and 50.
Washington 140. San Francisco
76 stands out because Black History Month by the Feds since 1976, which means this year was the 50th anniversary. And I don't know why in my mind I thought he had this Bay Area connection.
Nah. I think he's even did songs with Snoop Dogg, if I'm not mistaken. He did some songs with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg just sacrificed his granddaughter.
Yeah, and then he's opening up the Olympics again right after that.
That's a mockery too, because remember the whole pass the torch thing, and then it was Kamala Harris passing the torch, getting the torch past her.
Right. Yeah, I do remember that. So that was his third studio album, Rolling Papers.
Yeah, that's that song. That's that album where that song with Too Short, On My Level.
Well, look, today's 44 days before the anniversary of that album.
Oh, wow.
44th day of the year, 44 days. Rolling Papers, 72, forwards and backwards like Jesuit order. And again, 153rd day since the anniversary of the release.
Wait, when did that album come out again? Was it March 29th?
2011.
That's the 88th day of the year. Marijuana equals 88.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, that's why it's easy to say. Today's the 44th day, so it's got to be 44 days before the 88th day.
Yep. I seen some President Trump numbers in that rolling papers.
I'm thinking before the end of this Trump term, marijuana is going to be decriminalized federally.
Yeah, he just did something. He just did a ritual with the 88 and marijuana recently.
Trump did?
Yeah, I have to go back and look at it. I posted on Facebook, but I have to go back.
People who don't know, if you spell out 420, it equals 88, and that whole thing comes out of California. And if you go back and look, when California voted to legalize, 420 days later is when the dispensaries opened up.
Oh my God, 420 days! Wow,
you didn't know that?
No.
What?
No, I didn't know that. That's news to me. And I'm out here in California.
Here, right here, to go back in history. Here's the old post on it, 88. And I was saying this because this happened under Trump too. Trump was in office when this happened.
That was back. Was that back in 2017?
Yeah, they voted November 8, 2016, the day of the Trump election, and then the dispensaries opened January 1st, 2018.
Oh, wow.
Oh, also 60 weeks. I was overlooking that part because Donald Trump's 60.
Yep.
And that'll be annoying too if Trump gets the credit for doing something that should have been done a long time ago, because it doesn't really have anything to do with puppet Trump other than his numbers line up.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know that. I got to go back and look at that. But wow, that's wild. Okay. Just another 88 for Trump.
Yeah.
There's something else I want to point out too, real quick. Let me see. Hold on, real quick. Did you catch the Dallas Cowboys? So we're talking about football. Dallas Cowboys superfan Carolyn Price. She died at 82 or 83. Carolyn Price.
I didn't see that story.
Yeah, she died. The media was saying she died at 82, and then they kept saying she was 83, and it didn't make any sense because they kept
82 or 83. We just had the Super Bowl in 82, football 83, like murder. If you die in 82, you die in your 83rd year of life. So.
Yeah, Cowboy equal 83. That's when like football. She died on February 9th, the day after the Super Bowl.
Look at this end of an era story they got up for the local news, like how Taylor Swift put out the end of an era album, and then Patrick Mahomes supposedly gets hurt that weekend. And again, the Chiefs used to be the Dallas Texans. What a joke.
Yeah, and then she's also talking about gematria and numerology.
Who is?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's talking about, what is it, hollow gematria or whatever? It's like an article that came out.
Yeah.
Hollow gematria.
Yeah. Caroline Price has that blood sacrifice number.
She's born on the 331st day of the year, 67 prime.
Okay.
And she goes by Miss Price, right? Just type in Miss MS Price.
Her birthday is November 27th.
Yeah. That's also the day leaving 34 days after the year. Like murder.
Yeah. 106. 106 season, 43 for the Seahawks. Okay.
38 like death. Murder 38-83.
Killing 38 and 43. Murder.
Yeah. Football got that 83-43. And the 106 for the 100. Come on, man. Like.
Oh yeah, not Dallas Cowboys is 43 too.
She died 74 days after her birthday too. She died 74 days after her birthday. Seattle Seahawks 43, and then Dallas Cowboys is 43 and 74.
Jerry Jones better look out. He's 83 years old.
Right, and I remember they did the huge ritual with Marshawn Neal and synced up with Jerry Jones.
What day did they say this woman died?
She died on February 9th. It's on her obituary right there. It should be there. I believe she died 120 days after his birthday, or 120 days of his age.
Yeah, 119 days later, the 120th day of his age.
And then Wendy Williams lost her father too.
The football field is 120 yards long, counting the end zones.
Yeah. What else too? Oh, Wendy Williams too lost her father too on the same night, actually.
Is she still around?
Yeah, she's still around. I haven't heard about her in forever, but yeah, she's still around.
She had that weird freeze up moment on stage. Had some health issues.
Just like Al Roker did back in the day too, freezing up. Yeah, her father died on the same night as the Super Bowl as well. Oh yeah. You want to take a guess how many days that her father died from her birthday? You want to take a guess?
Well, first of all, I'm looking at his T-shirt, Lincoln alumni, just right before President's Day, and if he died February 8th, he died 4 days before Lincoln's birthday. That number is associated with death.
Yeah.
And what did you just ask me?
What happened?
What did you just ask me?
You want to take a guess at how many days that her father died from her birthday?
I don't know. It wasn't 80.
Has a lot to do with Seattle area code.
Oh, 206?
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, and then died at 94. The last Super Bowl they won was the 94th NFL season.
Yeah, Washington equals 94, yeah.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson has 206 passing yards in Super Bowl 48. This time the kicker sets the record with 206 points.
Yeah, they've been doing all kinds of 206 stuff. What's his name? Tom Homan's full name also equals 206. I know you was talking about the Minneapolis thing. And he's 64 years old right now. Ice Agent equals 64.
Yeah, the 206th day of her age. I see that.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. It's like every
you know where she's from? She's from where they won Super Bowl 48 at, because they won in the stadium in New Jersey. The Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey, so
she's from Ashbury Park, New Jersey. Yeah,
that's where the Seahawks won their first Super Bowl.
And then I just noticed she's born on 18/7 too.
Yeah,
the homicide code. Isn't New Jersey the 201, or is it just certain parts?
Well, not the whole, but that's 201 is in New Jersey. It's where the Jesuit University is, right across the right across the river there from New York, and where St. Peter's is at. When St. Peter's, that Jesuit school, went on that run, and it ended on their last big win came on Peacock Day.
Yeah, Peacock Day. Yeah. What else? I know The Sopranos was shot in the 201 area code.
I need to go back and watch The Sopranos now, realizing what HBO does.
They had, man, there's so much predictive. They even have, I think there's an episode now they talk about 9/11. One of the characters talks about 9/11. I think he's talking to Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, about the World Trade Centers or whatnot. Go back and look at that, because I remember seeing that like years back. I was like, come on, man, they put that in The Sopranos. And it didn't come out in 1999. It came out in 99, like 2 years before September 11th, for 2001.
It was the end of the 90s that Sopranos came. Oh yeah, it came out in 99, because I remember now. Sopranos 99, and Tony Soprano died in Italy 99 days after Pope Francis became Pope. I remember now.
Yeah, he died in a weird way too. Supposedly he died. He was I don't know. He just died in a weird way. James Gandolfini.
But yeah, dead in Italy, mafia land, 99 days after the first Jesuit Pope.
Yep. Yeah, in Italy too, and I mean he's playing a mob boss who they're literally from Italy. That's who run it, man. That's who run it. That's who run it, man. Jesuits.
Yeah.
Damn Jesuits.
I'm trying to.
That's bro. That's why I hate people just be saying shit like, man, the Jews run it, bro. The people in Israel, bro, they run it.
Right. And all they bring is their opinion. We bring facts every day showing how all these major events are synced up with the Jesuits and the Superior General day after day.
Yeah, the Black Pope. The Black Pope. You know what I mean? It's synced up with the Black Pope. Not only just that, like then you ask these people, like, okay, if we're controlled by the Zionist Jews, then how come we're not on the Jewish calendar? We're on the Gregorian calendar, and they can't even answer the question. They just be like, oh well, what do you mean? Like, you know, stupid shit like that. That's why I don't even talk to these idiots when they like, you know, like these people. You see the whole truth movement. They're like, oh well, you know, it's Israel and whatnot. It's like, and then you point out like, nah, you're on the Catholic Church's calendar. Like, you're on the Catholic Church calendar. You're not on the Jewish calendar.
Yeah. I mean, you're preaching to the choir over here. So.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody pointed out the mafia is Italian, not Israeli. Yeah, exactly. Like, and think about where they do their little omerta, their little they take their oath, because like, you know, the Jesuits take an oath, the mafia also takes an oath. They do it in Catholic churches. I've heard they do it in Catholic churches, and they burn the saint over the person's hand when they take the initiation.
To be fair, just like in The Sopranos, though, there is always there's a J there. They go talk to Hesh.
Yep.
And they got to make.
Didn't he just die too?
Huh?
Didn't he just die too?
Probably. He should be pretty old. Hesh.
I remember he died too. I know somebody from The Sopranos too. They died on the Illuminati. Man, there's been so many deaths connected to the Sopranos. It's not even funny. Just like The Wire, like so many people from The Wire have died.
Well, yeah, he was older.
Jerry Adler, yeah.
I guess how old would he have been? Oh yeah, he was in his 90s. So he lived a long time. He died on August 23rd. I don't know if I covered his death or not.
Huh?
I don't remember if I covered his death or not.
I think you did. I think you did a whole post on him in his death.
Yeah, I did. It's too much to keep up with.
He died on Kobe Bryant Day too.
Kobe Bryant's birthday.
Yeah.
He died 201 days after his birthday, like Jesuit run HBO.
Yeah.
He died on the Saturn's Day. 154th composite, Jerry Adler 154. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, Ritual Sacrifice 154. Excuse me.
He died 74 days after the anniversary of the end of the show.
Yeah, Jewish. Oh yeah, Brooklyn, New York too.
Brooklyn is where Etsy's out of. Etsy banned my book on the 74th day of the year.
Hey, we're coming up on that date too, March of March.
Uh-huh.
Coming up on it. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm thinking that they're gonna do some kind of the Christ Church like thing. I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna fall on a Sunday, Zach. It's gonna fall on a Sunday. It'd be perfect, and it'll be the kill date.
Yeah, and we do have the kill date coming up in 3 days, February 16th.
That's the Cleveland area code, actually, 216.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're gonna do something in Cleveland.
We'll see.
But we'll have to wait and see, though. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, for sure they're gonna do it in Cleveland. We don't know. But I'm thinking I already got my eyes on March 15th, man. I'm thinking they're gonna do some kind of ritual. I mean, they've been doing a lot of, you know, anti-Semitic, you know, Jewish stuff, you know. So I wouldn't put it past them to do that, especially on a Sunday too.
Yeah, the Ides of March should be right. The kill date falls on the Ides of March. It's a double whammy.
Man, let's hope your if something does happen, hopefully not, but if something does happen, hopefully your videos can go up in the algorithm again, like they used to do back in 2019 when you did the Ides of March videos. I seen those videos got a lot of views.
Well, only got any views in the last 5 years. The day that what's his face died, Charlie Kirk, and we all know what happened there. Video got taken down ASAP for hate speech. Teaching about the numbers was hate.
Yeah. And then like I'm sure you covered it already, but I'm sure you've seen, like, you know, Turning Point had their own halftime performance too, and it was like 88 days after the Superior General's birthday, and Turning Point USA's 88.
Right, which is why we liked AJ Barner, number 88, to score.
California 88. The name soprano means place on high, Tony, represented by the sun. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
High notes if you're a soprano.
Yeah, they did him dirty. They did Tony Soprano dirty. Then they do Frank Vincent dirty too. They killed him like right after, like some years
Not right
after.
after, but his death was synced with James Gandolfini's death.
It was
I
like
should go
some
back
years
and do a
after.
deeper decode on James Gandolfini. Let me see. James Gandolfini, poor guy. I don't think in the first decode I had the sync with the Pope. Let me see here.
I know you wrote about it in your first book. You talked about his death. I don't know if you talked about the Pope connection, but yeah, I know you talked about it.
Frank Vincent, yeah, his death was synced with James Gandolfini's. He was 78 when he died.
Oh yeah, and his full name does equal 78, like he died at 78. Yep. Yeah, Jesuit 78.
Mm-hmm.
And Scottish Rite. Yep.
Mafioso, all these things.
Oh, the 41 piece that reminds me of the Jesuit suppression.
Mm-hmm. I know the post is somewhere here on the Pope, or maybe they got rid of that one. They have gotten rid of a lot of posts from here.
Yeah, they have done.
James Gandolfini definitely died 99 days after Pope Francis became Pope.
I think you talked about it when what's his name died, who got hit by a dump truck. I can't remember the guy's name, the football player.
Here was before Hesh died. They had this.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Story.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh, well, I added it here, but I talked about it numerous times before this post. Soprano, Tony Soprano died 99 days after Pope Francis became Pope in a show that came out in 99 that equals 99. Oh, yeah, right here is just CNN put up a 2-minute and 1-second story about the ending of The Sopranos. A lot of people hated that ending because it just.
Yeah, it's like speculation on like what happened afterwards. I ain't gonna lie, I hated that episode too because I was like, well, what the fuck happened at the end of it?
Yeah, sometimes they just don't know how to end a show.
I mean, you look back at it now. I mean, it's probably a good ending, but just to keep the the watcher viewer on suspense, like, oh, Tony Soprano may be alive or may not be. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Richard Romanus died too. Remember that was a couple years back. He also came on The Sopranos.
Tony.
There was another one who died too from The Sopranos. He died on the Illuminati's birthday too.
Here's Tony Sirico. He dies on 7/8. You know, we already know what happened to Frank Vincent at 78.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sirico dies on 7/8 at 79, like Murder in Society of Jesus.
It was Charlie Scalise who died on the Illuminati's birthday last year. I don't know if you covered his death or not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You know what? He played on The Sopranos and he played on The Wire, and he died at 84.
Who's that?
Charlie Scalise.
Charlie Scalise. I don't know how to spell that last name. Charlie, is it Scales? Scales?
Yeah, it's like Scales, but like Lies. Lies.
Was he an NFL football player too?
I'm not sure if he was or not. No, I think you're spelling Charlie wrong. What you spell? You put it with an E-Y at the end of it. So
I see him right here. Yeah, I see. He died on the Illuminati's birthday.
And he died at 84 too. Let me see.
He died 79 days before his birthday.
Yeah, he died from Alzheimer's disease too, 79.
The name of the disease is 79?
Yeah, Alzheimer's disease, 79. That's what he died from. He played Horseface as well, and Horseface equals 80, like Bavarian Illuminati, and died a span at 80 days after his birthday too.
Yeah,
before his birthday.
79 days before his birthday. Same recurring numbers with all these people.
Those are Jesuit numbers, right? 84, 70. Those are Jesuit numbers.
Yeah.
Got these morals and shit on the internet. They're like, oh no, it's the Jews. Like, no, these numbers are not Jewish. These numbers are Jesuit numbers. You talk about 84 all the time. You talk about 79 all the time. But I know you talked about The Sopranos in '99 when Dwayne Haskins died too. Remember Dwayne Haskins died? He got hit by a dump truck supposedly.
Yeah. Yeah. Synced it with the Waste Management Tour. He's from the poor Highland Park neighborhood. Scotty Scheffler won that year from the rich Highland Park neighborhood. Yeah, just the mob and the dump. I need to become a mobster so I can get a dump so I can put these trolls where they belong. Yeah, sometimes the mafia in a lot of ways, you know, they got a code. They don't like to be ruled over. Sometimes I think we got to turn into a new type of mafia with a little bit better ethics. Yeah, Dwayne Haskins died while the American Mafia was 153 years old, hit by a dump truck. That's right. Dead on the 99th day of the year. Yeah. Barone Sanitation right there in Jesuit. Yeah, look at that. Barone Sanitation right from The Sopranos on Jesuit Run HBO. Perfect. Oh, you dropped out, Rich. What's up?
Yeah, it kicked me out. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but yeah, it kicked me out. But yeah, no, I see you talking about the Barone Sanitation thing. Yeah, it equals Jesuit order. Yep. And the mafia was 153 years old, wasn't it? Jesuit order.
Hey, Chris, in the chat, I'm going to drop the link. We need some comedy. I want to hear your little squeaky voice. Come on here and do that micro man machine shit in that squeaky voice of yours. I'm better than Zach. Come on, Chris.
Is he the one always spamming in the chat?
Oh, my God. I don't know how he spams so fast. I had to block like 10 phone numbers of this guy because he'll send you 100 text messages in 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I see sometimes I see him spamming the chat away, just like he's like, join my Patreon, and he'll just put his link there, just spamming away. Like I gotta be blocking all of his accounts that he makes on here.
I don't care. He makes me laugh. Chris, I want to hear that little squeaky voice. Come on.
Isn't that dude a scammer? I've heard he's a scammer.
He is.
I heard he takes like he'll charge like $150 and just take their money. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm better than Zach. Zach had to cut me off."
Here, let me remind you guys of this guy's legacy. His legacy's fading 35 Thursday every week. One of the biggest money-making days for this community, sadly, was the day that Dick Buttkiss died. Of course, Chris called in and was like, nah, the Bears aren't going to win. They're going to get blown out. They didn't get blown out. They blew out the competition. We nailed every prop bet that night. We had even Justin Fields for 4 passing touchdowns. I remember it all like it was yesterday. Cash. How do you call in? We talked about this before the game. We said, look at this. If the Bears win tonight, they're going to be 787 and 628 as a franchise on the day that Dick Buttkiss is announced dead before their Thursday night football game. Chris with his little voice. No. The Bears are going to get wasted tonight. They're going to get blown out. And there's the final, 40-20. Chris, call in. Spammer in the chat. Call in.
Hey,
call in with the voice.
Hey, I gotta ask you something. Like, do you think that dude's connected to that other dude, Gary, GG33, or whatever his name is?
I wouldn't be surprised. They're both in Vegas, so
yeah. Because like,
Christ.
I see a lot of similarities with Chris and Gary. I think even didn't Gary a couple years back he tried to run for office and he failed at it. He kept saying,
I don't know about all that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I heard something like
everything
that.
lined up. That's right. Everything lined up with Justin Fields and DJ Moore that night. They both crushed. We had DJ Moore for the multi-touchdown game, and Fields paid a ton to have 4 passing touchdowns because it was like as many passing touchdowns as he had all season coming into that game. Yeah, the Bears looked like the greatest team ever the night Dick Buttkiss died. So, can you imagine calling in and fading this when you figure this out? Can you imagine calling into a Gematria show and going, "No, that's not going to happen. It's going to be." They're going to. God.
Well, I've heard him say shit like Gematria, it doesn't prove anything. I've heard him say shit like that too.
No, I don't think Chris has said that, but he's a fraud.
He's like GG33.
Chris, call in so we can hear your voice. People out there are like, I want to hear this guy's voice now. Chris, call in. I'll let you advertise. You can talk for 1 minute straight.
Hey, I trip out on how many accounts this dude got, man. He got like a bunch of accounts. He got about 100 accounts.
I'm telling you, if he entered the Guinness Book of Records, he could set the record for fastest texter on earth.
Exactly. GG33 is GG33 D rides Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. He's never had his Twitter account deleted. He posts some like racist ass shit on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I like what pisses me off is like he'll have his Twitter account, but my Twitter account gets deleted. And I don't even post on there like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the other night, Chris is a valet at one of the casinos. You know, he robbed somebody's glove box.
He said I'm better than Zach.
What's up, Elohim?
Yo, Zach, you can hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, remember when Anthony called in during the Patreon stream?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember he talked about the tennis event?
Uh-huh.
And how this is the 24th edition, like Seahawks 24. And how both of the girls in the finals, both of their opponents, the girl beat her opponent had the July 25th birthday, the 206th day of the year. And the other, she had the June 8th birthday, the day leaving 206th day left in the year. This is everything Anthony said. Remember this?
Uh-huh.
So boom. So the girl in the final, her name is Umboko, I think, the Canadian. So she's 19, right?
Okay.
She also has the Kobe Bryant birthday. No, the Kobe Bryant day, the 26th of August.
Okay.
So get this, Zach. She can pick up her. Not only can she pick up her 60th career loss, like Super Bowl 60. We are also in Black History Month. The N-word 60. But Zach, she can also stay on 76 career wins. San Francisco 76, N-word 76. But she can also pick up her 28th career loss as well as like on the surface they're playing. The Super Bowl was on 2-8. Not to mention Sam Darnold just won his first Super Bowl at 28, age 28. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. The game is a bit early tomorrow.
It is interesting. You know how they love to cross over the rituals with these sports. It's like a.
But yeah, you and King Rich were just talking about some Jesuit numbers, and her opponent she's playing tomorrow is playing exactly 177 days after her August 21st birthday. The Jesuit order, 177. So.
Yeah, all very good observations. We'll see what happens.
So yeah, so I just wanted to share that.
All right, appreciate it, Elohim.
Yeah.
All right.
I got another one for you, Zach. Because I know you talked about James Vanderbeek's death, right?
Uh-huh.
In Dawson's Creek. Check out. Just look it up right now. It's an episode. It's episode 42, right? Episode 42, and I think the episode's called "Escape from Witch Island." I don't know if you caught that. I think I left a comment on.
He died on the 42nd day of the year. And something I overlooked in the video I did is just his last name, Vanderbeek equals 42.
42. Well, check it out, right? That episode, if you just look it up, just what date that episode came out, it came out on Pam Bondi's 34th birthday. And that means
that was the day she was getting all the attention, wasn't it?
Yeah. But she's also the 87th Attorney General, and that happened on her 87th day of her age.
And Vanderbeek equals 87. Yeah, and she was like the witch up there doing the spells for the day to keep everybody in the divide and conquer. Yeah, it's crazy how they do this stuff.
But look, not only that, right? But that was the anniversary of Whitney Houston dying at age 48. Look, yeah, the 97, 223, 48 prime. That was on the
Yeah,
Vatican's 97th birthday.
Vatican's 97th birthday. Vatican 119, and that was what the 119 is. What was all coded over the Pam Bondi headlines.
Well, and then think about it. She's talking about Epstein's Island, and here we are talking about another witch island. But yeah, like witchcraft equals 48 too.
Who figured this out? You figured this out?
No, I found it from Randy. Randy on Instagram. He posted about it. But yeah, I seen it. And then there's more to it. The writer that wrote that episode or whatever, he's born in 48 and his birthday is October 24th. And that means that man died 111 or a span of 111 days after his birthday. And witchcraft equal 111 and 48.
Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence at all, because those were the two big headlines that day. Pam Bondi, Epstein.
Yeah, and then just think about it, Epstein's Island, Witch Island. By the way, Witch Island equals satanic in Gematria, Witch Island. And that episode's a lot. It's about magic and casting spells and whatnot.
Yeah, she's dressed in all black. That's what I mean. Just it is some. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
And it got the 119 in it, like Vatican, like the name of the Epstein Transparency Act, 119.
Yeah. 223, the 48th prime, dead at 48 on the Vatican's 97th birthday. We saw that they put out the name of the Canada shooter, and he had a van.
I seen that. Yeah, Jesse Vander Rooselaar or whatever his name was. Yeah.
There's a Dawson Creek not far from where the shooting happened in BC that's on Route 97.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen you covered that. Yeah, Route 97.
Yeah, that is too weird.
And they have a Dawson Creek. I mean, see, that's what I mean. Like you point that out to, like your normie or whatever, NPC, whatever you want to call them, right? But you point that out to them, and they just think like their brain. I don't know what it is about the average American brain, but they just automatically just think, what does that got to do with anything? Like they just think those two things are unrelated. When come on, man, Dawson Creek, BC, and then you get the shooting like not too far from
the
it.
guy whose name is very similar, right?
Yeah, and then you pointed out. I think you even put it in your post that both of those locations are actually 118 kilometers away from each other, and cancer equal 118.
Yeah.
Died from cancer.
Yeah. I never watched Dawson's Creek. It was the girls' show back when I was in high school. But I don't know. I might have to figure out how to see this episode right here.
I think you can see it on Tubi. I think you can watch it on Tubi. It's free, so I'm pretty sure you can watch it on there. But you know what? It's talking about creeks, right? Talking about creek. Well, by the way, the word creek equals 42, and his name literally means creek.
It means water. From the creek.
You know what I also put together, though? This is something that Randy didn't have. He's born in the time of Pisces, right? Pisces is a water sign, if I'm correct, right?
It is. Yeah.
So he dies on the anniversary of Whitney Houston dying in a bathtub, which is in water, right? And we're in the time of Aquarius, which is not the water sign, but it's a water bearer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, this is how they do it.
Let's just see real quick from his birthday to the release of that episode. March 8th, 1999. He's born March 8th. Episode came out November 17, 1999.
254 days. Saturn, keeper of time.
Yeah, I don't know. That is really weird. That is really weird.
By the way, the word astrology is also 48. So we're talking about the astrology thing. And then literally he dies right after the sea, or he actually dies on the same day as the Seahawks, and then on the Holy Sea's birthday, a different type of sea. So we're talking about water.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about instantly. I'm like, okay, it's the Holy Sea's birthday, different kind of sea, and then on the same day as the Seahawks parade, Seahawks, SEA, like water.
Whoops. You know what? Actually, who's the actress who plays Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Because she got the headlines too at first. She was the first actress to comment on his death. That was the headline: Sabrina the Teenage Witch for another witch angle. The actress who played Sabrina the Teenage Witch had the first headline.
You're talking about Melissa Joan Hart, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Melissa Joan Hart. Yeah, and her name, bro, is Sabrina Spellman, like spelling.
Yeah.
Spell man, you know, writing words, you're spelling. Casting spells, doing rituals, you're casting spells. It's like that episode. That episode's about witchcraft, casting spells and whatnot.
Well, I got a lot more things to write down here.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. It's been, man. When you say literally how like every year the Super Bowl rolls around or the big championship game rolls around and stuff like that, that the bodies just pile up, bro. You're right on the money with that. It's like every year, bro.
Every year for over a decade now. I mean, and it's even before I knew Gematria, I noticed those things. That's just people aren't observant. I don't know what's wrong with people.
It's just like you played that clip of the Seahawks GM talking about, you know, all these people died. You know, his father died and Bobo's father died, and like all these people just dying, bro. Like how can people just be like, okay, that's all a coincidence? Like all these people just died and like just leading up to the big game, like.
That's what I mean. Is everything they're doing, is it sorcery? And like some of us are just immune to their spell? Because I've thought that actually since 9/11 happened, that somehow humanity is under a spell.
Well, I mean, they got to be, bro, because I mean, there's still people out there who actually still believe the lies of 9/11, even years after.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got people going around with believing coke. Well, I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean, the C word.
Yeah.
Caught myself there. I don't want to say. I don't want to get your video taken down.
Cuties.
Yep, the old C word. I just say C word. You know
Rich, I gotta go. I gotta get my daughter. I gotta go wake her up because apparently she's still sleeping. But if they let her keep sleeping,
all right, brother. All right. Take care, bro.
All right, thanks, Rich.
Yep.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. Thank you again to everyone who hit the like and the share. I wish more of you guys would hit the like button. I don't know what it is that's so hard about hitting the like. Thank you again to Ryler, who gave us this observation about Super Bowl 11 and 60. Thank you to Leopard Messiah, who's always super generous. Thank you to Open Up Again, who brought the interesting observation about where the word alcohol comes from. Matt with the big 100, also very interesting observation. Watch out, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Cashville Lady, always with the support too. So appreciate it very much. And again, one more time, Christian White's channel. He's got our 3rd interview up. He's since he's come across the work. We didn't talk as much about numbers in the latest stream. There's some numbers there, but it was just more talking about issues and how people get so caught up in media. And yeah, so, and you know me, I'm Mr. Tangential. But yeah, give Christian White a sub. Not quite to 11K. I'm sure if you guys help him out with the subs, we can get him to 11K. And again, if you go to his videos tab, you can see his catalog. Latest video is yours truly. 2 weeks ago, I did an interview with him, and now 4 weeks ago. So in the last month, he's had us on 3 times. All right, Christian White interview to check out when you got some time. We'll leave it there for now. True Seeker, have a good evening. And I'll let you know if I'm able to go down to the jail this Sunday and potentially talk to the suspect in the killing of the woman out here. That is a very interesting story. And again, RIP to her and her family. We'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. Till next time.